I'd like to call the Tuesday, May 6th, 2025 Board of Works meeting to order. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Bert Cook, please lead us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Chief Snyder.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm really excited today to be able to swear in Owen Barsick, our newest firefighter. He completed the academy on Friday. Friday evening, had a graduation ceremony, which we were extremely happy, and it was awesome to find out that he was the valedictorian of the class. So, of I think 5
Excellent.
other departments. Those were all departments across the northern region of, northwest region of the state. He shined through and LaPorte proud. So with that, I'll give you a little bit. Now, I'm sure that you will ask Owen too, but Owen has been looking at our fire department ever since he was sitting in a chair at the A.K. Smith Center back as a junior in high school. And he's making that a reality today. So having that, to no further ado, let's get him sworn.
Please, Chief.
Owen, please.
Front and center. Jeff.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Owen Barsick,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully support
that I will faithfully support
the Constitution, laws, and ordinances
the Constitution, laws, and ordinances
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
of the state of Indiana,
of the state of Indiana,
and the city of LaPorte.
and the city of Porte.
I will execute the rules and regulations
That I will execute the rules and regulations
of the LaPorte Fire Department.
of the Porte Fire Department.
I will faithfully discharge my duties
I will faithfully discharge my duties
regardless of
regardless of
race, creed, color,
race, creed, color,
religion, sex, or national origin
religion, sex, or national origin
of the persons I serve,
of the persons I serve,
and obey the orders of my superior officers
and obey the orders of superior officers
as a member of the LaPorte Fire Department.
as a member of the Porte Fire Department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Please watch yourself, watch the court. Please share for the public, introduce your family, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I brought my parents, sister, her family, my grandparents, and I got
If you could introduce them.
Sure. So right here's my mother, my father,
Jeanette and Brian Barsick.
yep. My grandmother, Mary Owen, and grandfather, Larry Owen. I also have my sister, Emily Barsick, Archibald. And Jacob Archibald, along with my nephew, Matthew Archibald. I also have with me 2 members of the National Guard that I serve with, Evan Baker and Joseph Fox.
Oh, very
So
nice.
this has all been a lot of my support system here. It's got me through, keep going through everything that's been with fire
Why-
department.
Why'd you want to be a firefighter?
Why? It's just always been in my mindset of who I am. I don't think I could be a police officer. I've loved serving the guard, but in truth, whenever I'm actually on end and getting to do the job as a firefighter, that's where I feel at home. That's what I've always felt, where I've been called to.
Other
Amazing.
questions?
Or
Can you
just-
cook? Because I think all the guys are going to be expecting, uh-oh.
You'll learn.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Great person to learn from.
you've got a great team around you. We welcome you. And how about some photos with the Board of Work members, and then after that, family, and the firefighters as a part of the Board of Works? Firefighters, all of you all came. Let's get a photo.
Short guys in the back.
Better get a quick photo before the next
Engine
one.
3 will respond. Engine 3.
Okay, you ready? One more. Okay.
And how about with your family? We'll get out of your way for the family.
Yeah, be careful of the cord. Yes, a little tiny bit, just a little tiny bit. Yeah, thank you. There you go. There you go. Okay, wonderful.
I have it in my other phone.
Oh, that's right. I gotta, you can't just send it to you.
Yeah, well, you could.
It's
It's
gonna
the
go
same
to-
number.
Oh, she got her kids
Oh, yeah. Do they have some public comment?
I hope not.
from the mouths of babes.
We should do that, just like any kid here just ought to get like
Mayor, I need to leave at about 10 till like I reach about my answer facility, okay? Okay.
Approval of minutes. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Public comment, I do not have any comments.
Online yet, Mayor.
Nothing on.
Nothing from last night to address to today.
Clerk treasurer,
I have a public comment, proclamation.
oh, yes, David Heinhold, and may I say, as Bike Month is on us, David Heinhold rides his bike to work every day, probably except about 3 snowy days a year, maybe.
Yeah, probably a few more days than that this year.
It
It was a weird
cold.
winter.
Tell us about Bike Month.
So, thank you, Mayor. David Heinold, City Planner ADA Coordinator. Bike Month was originated by the League of American Bicyclists, which we applied and were granted the bronze level bicycle-friendly community status. They have several programs, education, promotion, Bicycle Friendly America. They also do May is Bike Month, and so Sunday was actually National Ride a Bike Day, designated by them. They have a day, May 7th is Bike to School Day, that they have designated as well. And so they do different things throughout the month, and then usually like the third week of the month is Bike to Work Week. Bike Anywhere Week really is what it's becoming. But without further ado, I'd like to go through the proclamation. Whereas throughout the month of May, the city of LaPorte, Indiana will celebrate biking and the freedom, the joy, and the well-being it imbues within us, as well as the power that more people riding bikes has in making their life better for everyone. And whereas the residents of the city of LaPorte, Indiana, and its visitors will experience the joys of bicycling through group rides, races, commuting events, educational programs, charity events, and/or by just simply getting out and going for a ride on a bike. And whereas bicycling has been shown to improve citizens' health, well-being, and the quality of life, growing the economy of the city of LaPorte, Indiana, attracting tourism dollars and local business spending, and reducing pollution, congestion, parking costs on our streets and roads. And whereas the Maple City Bicycling Club, which has been around for, at least 40 years, they held a annual Orchard Country Bicycle Tour on always the third Sunday, which is May 18th, so at the LaPorte County Fairgrounds. So feel free to come out. There's mileage of 16, 32, and 63 miles. So it's a good way to get up and get going for the rest of the season. So whereas the Maple City Bicycling Club, schools, parks, and recreation departments, police departments, hospitals, businesses, and civic groups will be joining the League of American Bicyclists in promoting bicycling during the month of May 2025. And whereas these groups are promoting the use of the bicycle as both a means of transportation and recreation year-round to attract more visitors to enjoy our local parks and trail systems, as well as restaurants, hotels, retail establishments, and cultural and scenic attractions. And whereas these groups are also promoting greater public awareness of bicycle operation and safety education during the month of May, Bike Month, and year-round in an effort to reduce collisions, injuries, fatalities, and improve health and safety for everyone on the road. Like sharing the road and things like that. So Indiana's got a 3-foot passing law. So just a reminder to everybody to be courteous where you're going. Share the road, get there safely. Everyone has a right to the road or whatever trail system they're on. So now, therefore, Thomas P. Dermody, Mayor of the City of LaPorte, State of Indiana, further proclaim May 2025 as Bike Month in LaPorte and encourage our community to join us in the special observance of this special month and get out and ride.
And I will tell you, David is the perfect example for everyone to follow and lead. I know we've got a couple here, Jerry and Mr. Kosher, but get out, it's going to be beautiful.
Yep, thank you. And just one more thing, we have a great community, not to kind of downplay what you said, but a lot of people out there that are doing great things in the community for bicycling, whether it's mountain biking, road biking, anything, you name it. So just get out there and ride.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Mayor, just real quick, since we had public comment, there is no public comment, but just to follow up from the meeting last night, the council is in the process of redistricting council wards. We have 7 council members, 2 of them are at large, 5 of them are in wards or districts. And after each census, the council either has to recertify or redistrict to be in compliance. And generally speaking, without getting into like the specific statutory requirements, you want the districts to be of similar size so that you don't want one district that has 5,000 people and another to have 2,000. So people come and go, people move into certain districts. Some wards have grown, some have not. So we're in the process of that. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for public input on this. So we encourage the public to get involved over the next month.
Thank you. Deputy Clerk Treasurer Knoll, and I'm not sure which Knoll is the deputy. Who do you have with you, Ashley, helping?
This is Vera and Braylon.
Any comments? We'll move forward, Ashley.
Okay.
Are they on the payroll?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. We have payroll claims in the amount of $559,294.97.
I move we approve the payroll.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
We have the civil city claims in the amount of $966,508.01.
I move we approve the civil city claims.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
We have the wastewater claims in the amount of $170,353.74.
I move we approve the wastewater claims.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes.
And we have water claims in the amount of $110,942.25.
I move we approve the water claims.
Second?
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Anything else, Vera? You are on TV, so. Okay. Department head reports, please be brief and to the point. Jerry Jackson, wastewater. Nick Minnick, engineering.
There's street sweeping going on around town now, so keep an eye out. Try to keep it up. We'll try and keep schedule updated so people know where paving will happen, but do be aware that there will be construction all around the city.
And I saw that despite the days of notice of signs, do not park, we had a couple people parking, so if you get towed, that's not on the city. Don't park where you're not supposed to park.
Correct.
Ashley Knoll,
Nothing to report.
legal.
And a quick,
Oh, yes.
did, so for any, if people see potholes, can they still call in to the street department, share?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Or you can share them right now if you'd like. Legal,
Nothing other than what I updated on already.
Jeff Batchelor, code.
Yeah, just, we're going around now because the grass is starting to grow, so people need to make sure they mow their grass. And if you have a bunch of garbage, junk, mattresses and that kind of stuff, sticking it behind your house isn't the answer, because we will fine you for that. I mean, so just remember, this isn't personal, we're just doing our jobs.
Chief Drangmeister.
Just touch on what David Heinhild has mentioned with reference Bike Month. Our awesome social worker, Caitlin Kalisic, had Girls Collision, and Captain Uhlman had them out Saturday for a bike safety course and donated 7 bikes to these 7 girls. So they knew how to ride a bike. They came in with that perception, but little did they know that there's so much more, just like you said, sharing the road and just things that they didn't think about, so they appreciated the class. It was a good event.
Chief Snyder.
Nothing this morning.
IT. Economic Development. Planning. Andrea Smith. Mark Schreiber.
Morning.
Warning.
Just want to report, we're 3 weeks away from the beginning of Foodie Tuesdays. They start May 27th, the Tuesday after Memorial Day, run through August 26th, 10:30 to 2:30 at Unity Park. And there will be 3 opportunities to go out from 4 to 7 and have a dinner out there at Unity Park June 3rd, July 1st, and August 5th. So an opportunity for everybody to get out there. And I did want to give a real quick congratulations to Coach Brian Rock and our 12U Maple City baseball team. They won their first 3 tournaments of the spring, and they play part-time travel, but they are first and foremost members of our rec league, and our rec league season will start in a couple weeks. So these youngsters have been playing their travel tournaments, but also practicing steadily with their rec teams, and they're going to have a full season. But congratulations to them on winning their first 3 tournaments. That's a great accomplishment for them. Thank you.
Nice job. Mike Fraze, Streets.
We're out patching, sweeping. We're up on 30 North Tiffany Woods today, street sweeping. And then,
39 North.
yeah,
Okay.
and then, crack sealing. And like I said, they're doing the paving. They're with Maple and Michigan today, grinding, and Thursday they'll start paving.
Any potholes to report?
I'll call them later.
Thank you, Michael. Department heads that do not have business before the board, go enjoy your day. New business. Annette Leffler.
So I have one thing, it's the notice of the Corpus Christi Walk, and they don't actually need our permission because they're not, they're using public right-of-ways, they're not shutting off any egress or ingress. But they just really like to make the public aware that it is coming. And it is on June 22nd, and they start their walk at the Sacred Heart Church, and at St. Joseph Church, and they end at Sacred Heart Church. and they use public sidewalks, and I believe they contact the police department for a couple of the roads that they cross, just to make sure that they're, that there's safety, and I think they cross Lincoln Way and they cross Indiana Avenue at some point. So that's really it. They don't need permission, just making you all aware that it's coming, and I think the public is welcome to join them in that also.
And when is that? This Sunday?
No, June 22nd.
I'm sorry.
So there's some time before it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeff Batchelor, appeal,
Your
dangerous
Hon-
dog site, or Mr. Otis?
Mayor, I'll help with this. There's an appeal filed by a resident regarding a dangerous dog citation. And Mr. Batchelor, I'm going to establish the record. As I understand it, the person did not appear today. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're not here.
Okay. Mr. Batchelor, you investigated an allegation that a dog had escaped its enclosure. Is that correct?
Correct.
And that dog killed.
One of 5 pit bulls, correct?
Yeah, they had five pit bulls that weren't vaccinated. None of them were.
And none of them were registered with the city, is that correct?
That's correct.
And one escaped offense on its,
Two.
2 escaped offense on the property. The one we're specifically talking about killed another dog, is that correct?
Correct.
And then also injured a second dog.
Yep.
Is that right? All right. And the death of the other dog and the injury to the other dog happened outside of the property of the dog owner, is that correct?
It was in the neighbor's yard.
Okay. And you investigated these allegations, is that right?
Correct.
And based off of that, you recommended that the dog be euthanized, is that right?
Yes.
All right. And you advised the owner that he had a right to appeal that to the Board of Works within 10 days, is that right?
Correct.
And he, in fact, indicated he was appealing that, right?
That's what he said.
And he advised he would be at this meeting today?
Yes.
And based off of your investigation, he is not present here today, is that
Nope,
right?
he's not here.
You're asking the Board of Works to affirm your decision to euthanize the dog, is that correct?
Both dogs.
Both dogs.
Both dogs took and attacked the other one. And then also in the ordinance, it says that if you can't control your animals, then you can't have animals in the city of LaPorte. So he also has 3 other pit bulls, like I said, that's not vaccinated or registered. They are now, but he shouldn't own dogs.
And the other dog, what did the other dog do to warrant being euthanized?
It attacked the other dog too.
Okay, so both dogs engaged in killing the one dog and injuring the other dog, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, all right.
And did create major stitches across the head.
It had
and-
11 sutures on top of its head.
And the biggest part of this, and having been on scene, and the poor 82-year-old homeowner that witnessed the dog being killed and attacked, using her broom to try to knock the pit bull off, the pit bull could have easily turned on the 82-year-old mother that's just trying to live. And just horrendous. I feel so bad for her.
And Joe, when he let the dogs out, he went inside and fell asleep. So he was asleep in the house when this attack was going on.
So do I have a motion?
To euthanize the 2
To
dogs.
affirm the decision of code enforcement, to euthanize the 2 dogs.
What will happen to the other 3 dogs?
We're gonna take them from there and then look for a place for them. Because
Okay.
they
We
can't,
believe the dogs have all been moved out of state.
Right.
two were moved. But we'll work with the police department and get a warrant to find out where they're at and stuff.
The 2 that are expected to be euthanized have been moved out of state, we believe.
This, well, Chief Dringmeister and Mr. Batchelor and myself have talked quite a bit about, we've had a lot of difficult animal and particularly dog situations in the city and how we deal with them, and I think we're all dog lovers. We hate to see this, but you also have to make sure that you secure your dog and that it doesn't attack humans or other dogs. I mean, we had a pretty bad human attack too, not that long ago. It's not a dog issue, but I mean, this just gives you the breadth of the issues. I got a text from Jeff on a Friday morning, pretty early, I've got questions for you about snakes and alligators. I mean, that is what we're dealing with in our community.
Let's be honest, 21-foot python.
So we're looking at how to make the ordinances maybe a little more efficient, but it is, these are not easy issues, right? And sometimes you get neighbors complaining about it. I mean, you have to play judge and jury sometimes. That's why we have this appeal process. So,
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Further question, Mr. Batchelor, I know the 50-year-old, roughly approximately 50-year-old that owns the dogs. Now, he was pretty aggressive about not telling his mother of this act. Has the mother been informed?
We're still trying to get in touch with her.
Okay, thank you. Other comments?
Is the
What does
mother
that have to
the
do with anything?
property
Well,
owner?
he was
or-
pretty strong about
The mother owns the
part of this.
house.
that the
Oh, the
mother-
Oh,
mother's the
she's the
property owner.
homeowner.
Okay.
Where the dogs reside. Okay, I
So there's-
understand.
Potential that the actual property owner is not aware of these dogs even being on the property?
Well, no, they know they're on the property.
She didn't know of what
She didn't know
occurred.
the
Oh,
Right.
I see what you're saying. Okay, gotcha. All right. I mean,
And I think in the beginning, he was breeding those dogs.
Oh,
So that, more pit bulls, we're just putting in the city that we just don't need.
there's enough at the shelters if he wants to adopt.
well, I mean, it's very, kind of to your point, Mr. Otis, right? I mean, I'm a dog lover, like, very uncomfortable decision, but it's really very consistent with the ordinance.
Well, and it's very much that, I love dogs. Dogs are the thing, but when you look at this situation, we are very lucky that this woman, I mean, and she's a nice, very, very nice person and that kind of stuff, but she's going out there to save her dog, and she's putting herself right in the middle of it. And once a dog sees blood, you don't know what it's gonna do.
And if you
Could
can
easily turn
picture
worse, right.
an 82-year-old that was pinned in the corner trying to beat the animal off her dog, it could have turned very ugly. Further comments?
Is she allowed to press civil charges?
that's up to her. If there's a couple things that make it difficult in these situations. You know, if it's a renter, there may not be insurance available to recover any damages. You know, if somebody doesn't have any money, I mean, you could get $1 million judgment against them, but what
Right.
good is it? Second, animals are property, right? And so, like, the damage is the value of the dog. So a lot of times people don't pursue a claim because maybe they adopted the dog or they paid $200 for the dog, and so,
I see.
yeah.
But it's also in the ordinance, it says that he's responsible for all the vet bills and everything up for all the animals and that too. Plus, there's also a $1,000 fine for the dog that got killed and $2,500 for the second bite on the other dog. So he's gonna get all those fines and that stuff too. And that would be his responsibility to pay him.
As well as the 3 other dogs not being registered or vaccinated?
Yeah, he went and got them registered and vaccinated now.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Bert Cook, Second Amendment to Development Agreement. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, Mayor. Good morning, Board of Public Works. Bert Cook, Executive Director of the LaPorte Economic Advancement Partnership. What you have in front of you or in your packet is a resolution that was passed last night at the City Council meeting, but in conjunction with our previous actions on this project, we've presented these to both the council and the Board of Public Works just to make sure that everyone is involved in the process and aware of what's happening. So the resolution is in regards to the Hunter Woods residential development that is occurring along Park Street. You may remember back in 2023, we signed a development agreement that governed the performance of both the city and the developer for this project, and it represented a certain number of residential units and then some infrastructure that the city is building to facilitate that development. We subsequently amended that with the first amendment to adjust the product mix, so the number of and type of units that were to be built on the site. Since then, we've had another couple issues come up that we didn't envision when we started the project. One is some pavement cuts we needed to make along Severs Road, and then obviously rectifying that with paving to correct that. And then the second item is some additional water infrastructure that needs to be built on the portion of the site that is the multifamily development is occurring on. So in conjunction with the developer, we came up with an amendment to this agreement that gets that work completed. We're effectively splitting the cost of it. So if you read the resolution, the developer will pay the city $65,000 for a portion of that cost. The water department will be putting in the new water infrastructure, and then we will be paving Severs Road to make that modification as well. I think it's a good arrangement. It saves both sides some money overall in getting this work completed. We've had a really good relationship with this developer, been very cooperative throughout the process, and we've worked well together. Appreciate our water department. I know Tim's not here this morning, but appreciate our water department's work, and they've done a ton of the infrastructure in that area, and we'll complete this as well. I think the paving, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, the paving's scheduled to take place later this week or early next week.
Yeah, it might end up being early next week, just so we can get the stone in.
And the water infrastructure by mid-July, that keeps the project on track, allows them to continue their construction plan. If you've been out to the site, you've seen there's a couple units already up and on the market, and we're nearing the completion of our portion of that project, the infrastructure, so.
And just to add to that, if we could say thank you to the residents for their patience. You know, the road progress isn't easy, and that road has been a little bit difficult, and just want to thank them for their patience.
Yeah, we have received some calls both from residents and businesses in the area. Appreciate Chief and the additional patrols that have kind of occurred out there just to make sure that we're obeying the speed limits, and we get it. Anytime infrastructure is under construction, it's an inconvenience for everyone. But appreciate everybody working through that with the city, and I think at the end of this process, we will have a terrific new development in that area and new infrastructure to serve it as well.
Motion to approve,
So moved.
Second.
as well as we say partners about all our developers, but John Kovacek has truly been a good partner to date in
Absolutely.
this. Further comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. Mary Ann Richards.
Thank you.
What we love to talk about this time of year, sidewalk replacement. Craig Phillips is even smiling about that. We love this, especially in that low-income area.
During the last Board of Works meeting in April, bids were open for the CDBG sidewalk replacement program using funding from program year 2024. And I review the bids, and I am making a recommendation that the city award a contract to Pavey Excavating in the amount of $250,802.
And this will include which sidewalks overall?
This will include Madison, not all the sidewalks, just the sidewalks that are in poor condition. Madison between Lincoln Way and First Street, Maple, Harrison, the cross streets between Indiana and Madison.
And people may ask, why aren't we just doing them across the board? Because we're being as efficient as possible. And I appreciate because, Mary Ann, because you could see her walking block to block, checking every sidewalk along, and that was great work by you. Thank you.
Thank
So we
you.
can be as efficient as possible, and we're not replacing sidewalks that do not need to be replaced overall.
Right. Also, this project is related to the NDOT project on Indiana Avenue. One of the requirements that NDOT is making on the city is that we have an alternate ADA-compliant sidewalk path, since Indiana Avenue sidewalks will be blocked and unusable. So Madison Street is the alternative on the west side of Indiana. On the east side of Indiana, it's Michigan Avenue. We did those sidewalks last year. So this year, we're doing the other side of Indiana Avenue. We don't have as much money, unfortunately, but at least we're able to get a lot of the sidewalks done to keep NDOT happy.
But more importantly, you can only put these dollars towards sidewalks in a specific census tract, which is considered lower income.
Yes.
Perfect. Motion to approve,
So moved.
Second.
discussion.
What's the timeline? When do they think they'll be getting to it?
Good question. I need to talk to Pavey about when they can get started. He's using the same company to remove the trees that Reith Riley used last year, and I'm hoping they're much quicker at getting the trees down. There's not as many trees, but still, we're not going to replace the sidewalks until the trees come down.
And that's all part of this funding piece,
Yes,
right?
yes, that's all incorporated in this amount.
And thank you for kind of prioritizing the areas that really need it more than others. Be great to do it all, like to your point, Mayor, but you have to do what you can do.
Right.
And trees, I mean, everybody may think, oh, all trees come down. Many of these trees, and I'm kind of looking towards Nick, are beyond their life.
Correct. Especially in these areas. So when we did some sidewalks, it's been 6 or 8 years in that area, we were finding the trees that were remaining may have been almost original to when the sidewalks were put in. So those were early 1900s, and they were very much at the end of their life. Trees don't live forever.
We are also planting 2 trees for every tree removed. And we're using Phil Graff, the contracted arborist, to come up with a tree planting plan so that suitable trees, urban trees, will be planted as opposed to maple trees.
If I could comment on that, I grew up on Michigan Avenue, and as a kid, I loved that the maple trees would pop the sidewalk up. You could get more airtime on your bicycle, but people just the rude comments that they've made. I get the Indiana Ave. I drive it every day, how bad it looks right now, but you can't put those massive trees in and then expect your sidewalks and roads to be in good condition. Using this, is it Mr. Graff? Is that right? Yeah, I mean, this guy's an expert in this area. He's gonna plant trees that won't affect the way historically those things have happened.
And even upgrade our water and sewer. Absolutely. I mean, so, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Romine will be leaving us shortly. Are we or are we bringing the tabled item forward, or are we going to keep that tabled for now? Regarding Cornerstone,
I don't know, I don't have.
then I think we'll just keep that tabled for
Yeah.
the time
Yeah.
being. Okay? Nick Minnick.
First item I have is pay application number 1 for our 2025 DCMG paving. So this is mostly a lot of the concrete work that's already been done. It's in the amount of $297,405.50, and I'd recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. And just for the public, Maple, Michigan, just understand that will be under construction, so parking, find alternative parking, and those will be the main areas for the next week or so.
Yeah, and it won't take that long, honestly. Should be another day or two. They'll mill, they'll pave, they'll move on.
It's quick.
And then the next item I have, that was voted on, right? Good?
I don't think we, motion to approve, which we
I have a
have.
motion and a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Sorry, I'm trying to get to the Indiana Ave progress meeting still, which started 10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay, we'll get you going here.
Yeah. I also have request to bid. So we put in for a community crossings grant this spring for just one small project. It's in coordination with the school corporation's kind of expansion project they're doing at their transportation center, and it's also getting rid of the last dirt road we have in the city, hopefully. So I'm maybe heading that direction, but we will continually try to improve that. So it's Stevens Road, and we do need to get bids out for that shortly in order to meet our obligations to the grant.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion, and is it my obligation to make sure that former Commissioner Mrzinski's commitment financially to do the county portion, is that for me to follow that up?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. If you need to go,
Okay, and if,
He
any-
probably has to take care of
without
Tim Warner's.
Tim-
Tim asked me to be
got
Tim
it.
today.
All right, then I'm
okay.
good.
Nick, good luck.
In bid, not quote.
Go ahead, Jerry. Tim Werner.
Tim and I talked this morning. He's requesting permission to bid their War Wagon. That's their truck that they carry all their tools with when they have a water main break or they're doing major work. All their tools are on it. There's compressed air, there's hydraulics, everything they need to do the work. He got an alternate fuel grant for this, which is 50%. Is that correct, Craig? And there's a hurry to get it done, to get that, see if we can get that grant. He did fund it 100% out of his capital budget, so if that, he needs this. This is a vehicle they use every single day. Their old one's in terrible shape. So he would be bidding this whether he had the grant or not. Looking at just, I'll throw out some dates just to give you, May 13th would be the first advertisement, May 20th the second, June 3rd would be the opening bids at the Board of Works meeting is a rough schedule. I'll work with Craig on that to make sure we get that right.
Motion to approve,
So moved.
Second.
as long as we never have to hear War Wagon again. All in favor?
Oh, can I have a quick
Oh,
question?
please.
So it's a alternative fuels grant, so will this be full electric, partial electric?
Propane.
Propane.
It's a
okay.
large truck and it could be electric, but propane's really more practical in this case. Yeah.
So they could load up even at, or gas or propane up at transport if necessary.
I believe so, yes. Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Jerry Jackson?
I've got the final pay request for our McClung Road sewer project. This is just release of retainage. The amount is $11,380.94, and that, of course, brings us to 100%. Requests permission to make that payment to TGB Unlimited. They did nice work. They were very conscientious. I would be happy to have them working for the city again.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
So final pay, everything's complete, 100% done?
Everything's complete. There's a note on here that we got the as-built, and Melissa's putting them into our GIS mapping and threatening me that I can't put it into my map anymore. So she keeps trying to obsolete my map, but we're getting there.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Is that it?
Yep.
Unfinished business, the next meeting Tuesday, May 20th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Mr. Phillips, are we going to untable? All right. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.